When power is clean, it doesn't spiral. When influence is earned, it doesn't need leverage. And when the truth is harmless, nobody scrambles to light the match before sunrise. Donald Trump, Benjamin Netanyahu, Mossad, Western political leadership that has behaved for decades like it's afraid of its own shadow. If Jeffrey Epstein was more than a trafficker, if he functioned as an intelligence-adjacent asset, if kompromat existed, documented, archived, protected, then the real weapon was never the abuse. It was the silence. Blackmail doesn't need armies. It doesn't need votes. It needs anticipation. It needs people in suits approving weapons shipments, funding wars, rubber-stamping aid, and calling it alliance. Not because they believe in it, but because they're afraid of what happens if they don't. That's not diplomacy. That's hostage management. And now imagine that leverage slipping. Imagine the Epstein files, through legislation, leaks, subpoenas, or time, losing their power to terrify. Imagine politicians realizing they no longer have to protect reputations built on rot. Imagine fear drying up faster than moral outrage ever did. What happens when that leverage dies? You don't get peace. You get escalation. You get Netanyahu escalating military actions while international patience collapses. You get Trump doubling down on loyalty to Israel that goes beyond policy and into personal urgency. You get aggression framed as defense, speed framed as necessity, violence framed as inevitability, because nothing is more dangerous than a man or a state that knows the clock is ticking. Again, this is opinion, but intelligence agencies don't behave like this unless something is slipping. They don't burn global goodwill, destabilize alliances, and gamble historical legitimacy unless the alternative terrifies them more. And maybe one day, during Netanyahu's lifetime or after, during Trump's lifetime or after, we'll understand why restraint vanished, why diplomacy collapsed, why escalation became reflexive. Not because they were winning, but because they were losing control of the narrative. Empires don't fall when they're criticized. They fall when their secrets stop working. And if the Epstein era represented leverage over Western leadership, then its exposure represents something infinitely more threatening to those who benefited. Freedom. Freedom from coercion. Freedom from kompromat. Freedom from funding wars out of fear instead of consent. A world where alliance no longer means silence, where national security can't hide personal liability, where war crimes can't be laundered through loyalty deals made in the dark. It's temperature reading, and the temperature feels like panic. Acceleration, like men in power trying to outrun daylight, because when the truth finally surfaces, whenever that is, history won't ask who shouted the loudest. It'll ask, who needed the darkness to survive?